Testing, 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 testing. Hopefully this sounds okay. Testing, 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 testing. Okay, that seems to be working out pretty okay. This guy over here. So apparently I am podcasting. So let's go ahead and work on some editing. So what I'm going to show you today is a little bit behind the scenes on. Oh, I don't want to do that. What the heck happened? Let's get it live. There you go. I got a little bit confused. Okay, so what I hope this mic sounds pretty okay. I'm using a spare mic right now, so what I'm pretty much gonna do is show you how I edited a podcast for our episode. So I'm pretty cheap, and to be honest with you, this is kind of done a rubber band and airplane kind of budget here. So, you know, I use a free video editing software called Can Live, and it's pretty dang good. So I would definitely recommend everyone that wants to start off making a podcast to use this software here. It's free. There's no reason for anyone not to use it, at least to try it. So yeah, I would just give it a shot and see what happens. So with this podcast in particular, we have three cameras running. We have one Canon, one Nikon, and our GoPro. So we have three different files coming in. And the one part I didn't show you is how to edit the audio to make it sound pretty okay. I won't lie, our audio equipment's not the best right now, just because we're still trying to get it going. And it's a work in progress, but with everything, rubber band and paper airplane budget. So this was a very budget friendly way to do it. So anyways, over here, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm not sure if this is actually, here we go. Let's see that. There we go. So we got three settings over here, your video, audio, video two, video one, audio two. What I'm going to just pretty much do is delete these because I don't need it necessarily. Actually, I'm going to keep audio one. I'll show you why. So we got audio one over here. This is going to be our master audio. So all the audio, I'm going to call this master audio. There we go. So this is where we're going to put our main audio, and we have two audio pieces here, part one and part two. Unfortunately, during this episode in particular, I had a little bit of an error that you'll see later that caused some technical difficulties, so we had to break it up in pieces. And you're going to see that sometimes the audios don't load. Oh no, that one loaded. Perfect. So I'm just going to drag and drop over here, just like so. Actually, don't need it that big either. Oh, well, sometimes that does happen. So I'm going to delete the clip and reload it, just like so. There you go. Because you really want to see the wave of the audio because that's going to help you connect to the video portion so everything's in sync. So I'm going to drag this sucker over here, just like that, and zoom in. There you go. Okay, so the next part is I'm going to make a audio video track, which is going to be the master video. Like so. So this is going to have the shot of all three of us. Let me see if I can look for it. Like this shot over here, the shots of all three of us over here. That's going to be on the master video track. Then I'm going to do a second audio video track and call it Van, because Van's going to be everything that is shot, such as this. So where the camera's focused on Van and the guest. And then I'm going to make one more, which is Taikin, which is me. And I'm always putting this above. So when you're putting things above, that's going to be the video, and the audio is going to have more priority. Anything below is going to have less priority when it comes to showing it. So there you go. We got Van Tyken. Oh, hold on a second. I got a little error here. Delete that track. Here you go. Let me try that again. There you go. Now we got everything in sync together and we are good to go. So the first thing I do is I align the main audio tracks. So it's a good guideline to know where I'm at. Because, a podcast goes on for a while for us. So for me to figure out where things go is pretty important for me. So here we go. Let's see what you guys can actually see. Cruiser. Hey, I guess you guys can see what I can see. Okay. So what we're doing right now, let me check one more thing just to make sure that we're actually running a live stream right now. So I'm not even quite sure if we're running. Are we live streaming right now? Can I check that? Okay, we are live streaming. Perfect. Just making sure. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now go to the first part over here, which I think this is the first part. Side. All right, so this is the first part. So what I'm gonna name this is main one, so I can keep all my files in track. It's main one over here, and where's main one? Right here. I'm gonna direct this down to main master video track. There you go. Okay, important note. Always look at where the audio lines start for the podcast, because that's going to be really your biggest guide to when to start and when to stop. Because if you listen to it right now, as you can see, it's out of sync right now, which is not good. So what I'm actually going to do is align the audio track, and the best way to do it is just look at the waves right over here. Obviously, this part is probably the beginning over here. So I'm actually going to do is I'm going to a couple things I'm going to do. So I'm going to actually drag that away. Look where they start. That's where I'm going to start it. So So that's where I'm about to start. So what I'm going to do is that's going to be my reference line. Drag this down, put this over here, and watch. Listen, I'm going to mute the master audio, and I'm going to check where it starts. So I'm going to look where I say, welcome back to Alaskan Babble Podcast. Here it is. There you go. So I'm going to drag this whole segment over here, which is honestly not needed. No, no, no. There you go. So I'm going to align this with the audio clip, with the master audio, unmute that. We're going to look at the audio clip and see where everything aligns. Seems like it goes about over here. So I'm going to I'm going to check my source. So what I'm going to do is measure if there's any echo or delay interference with the audio wavelength from the main video and the main audio, the master audio. So let's listen. As you can see, there is a audio issue over here, and there's a very easy fix. So you want to just drag the audio to its appropriate place, which it seems like it's over here. Let's see, not quite. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll shorten this a little bit. Nope, not ready yet. A little bit more. Okay, so this is a good reference points over here because you can see the wavelengths are about the same when it comes to the to both audio. So what we're going to do is drag this over here. Try again. Almost there. There we go. That should do the trick. Nope. And I want to make sure that everything's pre-aligned over here, which maybe if I push this back, not. Nope, don't like it. That's if I shrink this a little bit. Give it over. Maybe now. Nope, it's not aligned. Let's use this reference point over here. Much better. That's much better. That's what we want. So I want to hear not so much like latency within the both audios. So basically, I wanted to blend it in as much as possible, so I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between both the camera microphone and the microphone from the actual recording. So now that that's done, see, look at the difference between the audio quality. This is the main audio from the microphone. This is the camera. Pretty big difference, huh? Pretty interesting. Okay, so as you can see now, everything is pretty much aligned over here. It always amazes me the difference between the quality of the camera mic and the microphones from the actual podcasting. studio. Okay, so here's the fun part about this episode is that we had a big problem with the actual recording of the video because I forgot to plug in my laptop. So during the mid recording, the computer started to turn off because it went to sleep mode and completely shut down everything. So we had to restart everything all over again, which was not so great. But as it's in showbiz, the show must go on, right? So I guess we're gonna look at that kerfuffle because it happened pretty early on in the podcast episode. So here we go. Let's look at where it starts and where it ends. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, as you can see here, that's where the technical difficulty arises. Is that the computer completely shut down, and oh god, it was very frustrating during the episode. Unfortunately, apparently the whole everything shut down. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. So apparently, because of that whole error that happened during recording, everything is pretty much out of sync. So I'm gonna have to figure out a different placement for this. So let's see where part two starts here. Part one. Let's see part two. Okay, so that's where we kind of start back up. So let's see if this one will do it. Okay, so this is gonna be part two. So I'm gonna put this main two. That works. So main two over here, that's gonna be our next clip. And I just gotta figure out where to put everything. Because unfortunately, as much as I love an unedited podcast, sometimes technical difficulties do arise. And again, because our budget's not exactly the most friendly budget in the world, it causes issues like this, unfortunately. So we're going to actually, oh, what are we going to do? So here's what we're going to do. Let's see here what we can do to splice this in. So I think I'm gonna probably start over there. No, maybe not. Okay, that's about where I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it over here. Just condense that. My God, through the first 9 minutes, that's pretty bad. Okay, so I got that situated. Now we're going to go to our main audio part two because we did not a re-recording necessarily. We just continue on where we got. And unfortunately, during this particular episode, uh, we went on about 15 minutes rambling without realizing that we're not even recording, and I thought we were actually recording. So that was a important lesson for me, especially when you think I would be pretty anal about if the equipment's recording or not. But yeah, most unfortunate. So we're gonna go here, and that's not loaded. So what we're gonna do again is gonna go over here and reload clip because I want those waves. There you go, beautiful. Drop it down over here. I'm gonna go to main two, if I can even find it. I always do this. Clumsy fingers. Okay, so gonna go over here, drag and drop the clip, and see where this guy starts. I actually should have just done it over here. The preview finder. Did I get the wrong main clip? Didn't mean to. Let me find it. Okay, so let's go over here, back to the project bin, figure out where this clip starts. Well, that's not it. Huh. Okay, well, that's interesting. So maybe we're not there yet. Let's see where this goes. Interesting. So now we're at a little bit of consumption because I'm not sure where this starts and when this ends. because that's where we start a little bit of technical difficulty. Well, that's not the clip I want. Where's the clip? There it is. There's the clip. So this is main two. And where does this end? That's the question. Okay. So let's see where this starts. Hmm. Did I miss something? That is the big question. Let's see. Did I miss a recording somewhere? Because it might voice me to find out. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, so I think I know what the problem is that my recording for part 15 part 2 is not complete. So I guess we're gonna do a little tutorial on how to do Audacity. Let's go to Audacity over here. Very interesting, very interesting. So this is how to make your audio sound pretty good. Okay. Okay. Well, gonna delete that. Gonna get this guy. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Ah, nerds. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, this is gonna work. Now I know what the problem is. This is where troubleshooting skills come into play, some critical thinking. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to re-edit the audio. So, a couple steps we're going to do. We're going to equalize the effect. Oh, where are you? Oh, there it is. So, rule of thumb, equalize, normalize, compress, normalize, limiter. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a filter. Well, first thing you should do is Control A. Then go to Effects, Filter Curve EQ, apply. And there's a really good video of how to make Audacity or any podcast recording sound pretty good with the 5 easy steps. Again, equalize, normalize, compress, normalize, limiter. 5 easy steps for sounding better in Audacity made by Mike Russell. I would recommend you guys go check him out. He does some good audio videos. At least that's how I really started to learn how to edit audio. Not saying I'm perfect, but it definitely helps a lot. So I'm going to go to back to here. I'm going to normalize. I'm going to compress. Okay, now I'm going to normalize again. Then I'm going to limit. So now we're going to have our nice sounding audio again. Perfect. Okay, so we're all good. Export audio. Gonna name this episode 15 part 2. Gonna browse and put it back into Blake McCarthy's. Actually, I'm gonna just redo that. I guess really quick tutorial too. If you want to know how I organize my podcast videos, I put it in a separate drive because each podcast is a huge hard drive space, right? So I put it over here. I make their own separate files and call my merry way. So just export that. I want to do that because the first one we have is not correct. There we go. I don't want to save it. It's all good to go. So back over here. Let's see. Oh, just curious. Just curious to see how this is going so far. Okay. So yeah, actually put this over here. That might help. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to Kindle Live, get my file over here, and drag that back in because this is the correct one. There we go. So that's now good to go. And so what we're gonna do now is just do what we have been doing. So what we're gonna do is go back to the clip over here. All right, so this is about where everything shut down. So I'm gonna call back to it over here and drag this down. Okay. So now that we have the actual part two, so it's gonna go back to the master audio file. And so what we're gonna do is go back to main two. Blake, really appreciate that. Really don't like that man said that. That's really irritating. Okay. So here we are again. We're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're going to align the audios. So this is pretty much this is the way, as they always say in The Mandalorian. So it looks like about here. Let's just make sure that both. Well, as you can see, everything's out of line. So let's fix that. So I'm going to mute this guy and see where we start. So he says excellent. I'm going to look for a key phrase excellent. So this is where he says excellent. So I'm going to drag this all the way back here. This over here. See if we can align the audio just a little bit. I think that one goes over here. Aha! So as you can see over here, this is what I really want is for the audio to blend in because when the audio is blend in, there's no reverb echo. That says to me is that the syncing is correct. So getting really hated that I said that. That's not really nice. Not really appropriate. Very irritating. Very irritating. Don't like that. Okay. Like that. Blake's a good guy. Okay, so this is main three. So this is all good. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna just align the audio, make sure everything's good there. Because good audio is a happy life. So this audio corresponds with this one over here. So I'm gonna shrink this and align this. Oh, just so. Perfect. No, this is a good guy. This is a good guy. Okay, so that's all good. Now we're gonna go to the next part over here. So he's talking about not taking a lot of it home. Hallelujah. Oh, where is it? We go back to unused clips. So there's only a couple left. That's good news. That's actually a really funny part. So yeah, this must be an old one. Okay, that must have been when we were in between recording. Oh, where is it? Must be a clip I am missing. No, 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 no. Where is it? It's fine. Okay, so there it is. So that's main four. No, it's almost aligned. It's pretty cool. That should be aligned. Ugh. Okay, so that one's good. Okay, so let's go to the next part, which hopefully is six. Oh, this is the fun, folks, of editing videos, is trying to find the right one. Where is that clip? We gotta delete that clip. Doesn't matter. Well, that's junk. Am I absolutely missing a clip? That's super strange. I should probably name these before actually coming in an episode. That may help for future reference. That's there it is. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Main five. All right, folks, we are back in business. Back in the wheel. Here we go. Main five. So let's see here how the audio is aligned. It is not fully aligned, meaning that this side is not fully aligned. It's just like Tetris, isn't it? If one side's not aligned, everything else is going to get messed up. That's the reality of it. So let's see where this goes. I'm going to use an audio reference point. So right here would be the sweet spot. Now right here, here's the sweet spot. Everything else should be technically aligned with each other. Oh, okay. Let's see if that works. So if this is aligned, that means the other side can be aligned too. This is the fun stuff, folks. Fun, fun stuff. That's four. Zoom into five. Numero five. There you go. Maybe the audio is aligned now. There we go. Little inside joke. I mean, it's not really inside joke, but so when Van was before we started recording this episode, Van was messing with the fire alarms because the smoke alarms because he got tired of the smoke detector keep going off. It's been going off every single episode since we actually started recording, and he actually tried to fix it, and he actually kind of made it worse because there was two fire alarms beeping at the same time. Which thankfully, oh, thank goodness, the mics actually don't pick up because I set the gate enough on voice meter potato that it doesn't actually pick up the mics. So one thing you notice here is that the audio on this part is going past the 12 dBs, minus 12 dBs, which is not good because once you hit that minus 12 dB, you're gonna have clipping, and that's not good. I don't like that, so we're gonna fix that later. Okay, that's pretty funny. That's funny. Yeah, that's the unused clips. And we're gonna find the last one because that's all we need left for the main, which is this one here. I'm gonna call this main 6 and call it a day. Obviously, I got too excited. Nope. Okay, here we go. Gotta line that over here. Make sure everything's aligned. Let's see. That's definitely not aligned. Unusual because these things are pretty aligned by the time I'm done with it. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. So let's put this over here, see if that aligns it a little bit. Oh, that's too far. Oh boy. Sorry, folks. My well, that's the first time robot vacuum wanted to be a guest star in this little streaming that we're doing. I don't want that to happen yet. Not while I'm doing a stream. Okay. This part goes over here. So that means this is a little bit too long. Hmm. Oh, jeez, that's why. It is actually fine. Gotta look at this guy. See where everything starts and ends. Interesting. So apparently what happened is the microphone cut off again, which was very frustrating. This has literally been the episode where everything with if anything could go wrong, everything went wrong with this episode. Sadly for Blake. Hmm. So I gotta find where I say the fourth wall broken. Oh, good Lord. Like I said, if everything could go wrong, all will go wrong. Right. So that's lost media forever. I'm gonna delete this clip because it doesn't matter. I'm gonna make this the main six. Now we're gonna drag this part over here. But if anything could go wrong, all went wrong, and this is the episode where everything went wrong. I think at this point in the podcast, I was kind of like, screw it. Okay, so a lot of what he's referring to over there with me going to the bathroom, I'm pretty sure I ate something that was not exactly good anymore, and then I had to run to the bathroom, and I forgot to close the door and put on air spray. So that was really awkward. That episode never released because half of it we were just talking about how stinky my crap is, and that's not really great for viewership. So, didn't release that episode. Still not lined up. Oh, there's the beep. Oh, geez. The things you listen to after the second time around. Okay, so as you can see, that all the main video is aligned, so we are fantastic. That's all done. It just took, oh, a long, long time. Okay, so the next part is we have three different cameras. Like I said, we have the main camera, the camera perspective of me and the guest, and the perspective of Van, the guest. So I'm going to go to all the unused clips and pretty much do the same thing. Unused. Okay, so let's find where we start here. So the Titan one. So let's first say, welcome to Alaskan Babble Podcast. Okay. Oh, where did Tyken go? Let's do that again. Oh, where did it go? Hello. Where is it? Thank you. So it's the same deal like we did with the main video, but I'm just gonna do it with this camera perspective over here. That's make it easier for me. Okay, so let's find where the audio is aligned so we're synced with everything. Right there. Maybe I should put the audio higher for the mix so I can hear what's going on. This is about it here. Find good audio. This one actually be pretty good source to look where we start. Not quite yet. Okay, there we go. So that's the part we're gonna start on over there with Tycoon. Oh, and I'm gonna find Van. So here's the Van part. Call that Van 1. Align this too. Oh, where did the clip go? Let's try that again. That usually doesn't happen, to be completely honest with you. Here we go. Let's find a good audio reference point, which would be this guy over here. Okay, don't want to do that because that's not where I want. Hmm, this may be a good reference point over here. Let me see here. When the waves kind of look the same. Well, I got a little bit confused. Hmm, where does this clip go? Where does this clip go? Hmm, where, oh, where could you be? There's got to be a good reference point here somewhere. I'm getting lost in the waves right now, which doesn't help. It's really where I need it at. There we go. There we go. Okay, so this is not aligned still. So where do we go wrong? That's the question. Oh no, so that means everything is okay. There we go. Audio still not aligned with van, which is not nice. So we're going to delete. Okay, so that's a good reference point right there. Hmm. This should align over here. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do now is decide what scenes go where, right? We have three different cameras, and what we want to do is give everyone an equal opportunity with the camera time. So the way I like to do it is first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually shrink that, shrink this, and it's okay because all the audio and video are aligned now. So I can actually do this. What I want to do is put in a fade in, fade out. Oops, I want to fade out, fade in. So so all right, so I think this is what we're gonna leave off today. So what we did pretty much is realign the audio, fix my hiccup with mistake during in shooting, and then maybe later on today we can work on the other scenes and we'll see where it goes. Anyways, for that one viewer that did watch it, well, thank you for joining on to this little behind the scenes, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.